G'day and welcome back to the channel. So I got some news on the Ninja. It has gone through its roadworthy, past that, through a TMR inspection, which they just make sure that it's not another bike pretending to be one or for stolen stuff. But anyway, past that, because obviously I haven't stolen it, and it's got registration, so which means I can drive on the road. And I have been. I've been driving around for the past couple of weeks. It's a nice little bike. I will later on have a video of me riding it and I'll talk about it, that sort of crap. And but for now, I have those repairs to make. So on this side here, where the hanger for the paint had fallen on it, it's all cracked up, and I'm going to try and plastic weld that. Show you how to do that with a soldering iron. I don't have a plastic welder, which is basically just a soldering iron with a special tip. And yeah, that. I also put the red lights back in there because those fairings are going to be off. I actually do have someone who wants this bike, so I'm going to be selling it to him, with the money of which will go towards the next build. Bike. Alright. And let's go on with that. So obviously you guys know how to pull this thing apart. The panels come off. I'm going to get that smashed out, pull it apart, and then set it up somewhere. The other thing I'm going to do, just let me show you this one real quick. So if you come over here, this fitment is not the best. Now, it wasn't like that when I pulled it off. So I'm pretty sure what's happened here is, as I've had them laying flat, so they're a bit curved, they're laying flat and they've stretched out a bit. As it sat there for that long, that's how it wants to stay now. So while they're off, I'm going to give them a quick whack with a heat gun and bend them, and hopefully that'll make them want to stay in a bit further. So let's get to it. So cue the music. Alright, so we've got the fairing off. Yeah, no biggie, done it plenty of times now, especially on this bike. Take all these screws off, get that off. In here is one of the bits that's broken. That broke as well. Pretty much everything that I epoxied didn't work. So, don't do it. That's the simple way around it. Just don't epoxy, it doesn't work. Apparently. So what happened was it all went and stuck quite nicely. But as it got harder, the epoxy sort of went too brittle and it just broke off everything. So it didn't attach itself properly to the plastic itself. And that's pretty much the end of it. Right now, as you can see, right in here, I already have had a look at the plastic welding. I just did it quickly. I didn't want to wreck the outside. As you can see, there's still like actually paint there. It's dipped in a bit. Don't know why, but I'm going to figure that out today. So I get all these off. That knob's got to come back off the bike and get put on here. Most of it can pretty much stay as it is, but I've got to get it all off. Alright, so plastic welding. You cannot use zip ties, I can tell you that much. You have to use the same plastic as what this is. Zip tie is not ABS plastic. No one has plastic welding kits these days, and I actually bought a bunch of plastic off the internet for it, and it doesn't tell me what plastic is what. So I got no clue which is ABS. I don't know what I can use with this. But here's a tip. The exact same plastic as this is this. So this is just a piece off the rear fairing that was completely broken in half. What I'm going to do, hopefully some 10 snips will cut it. I don't know how well this is going to go. Just cut a little strip off. It's working well. And there we go. Now there is a little tiny rod of ABS plastic. The exact MAC plastic that this is, because it's another piece of this. So that should work beautifully. What I've got here is a soldering iron. I've sort of heated up the tip of this with a butane torch and changed the shape of it a little bit. You can see that. So that's all hot now. And I got one of these as well. I want to heat up the area, make it a little bit more malleable. That, and I'm going to heat up this section in here and try and give it a bit more of a flex to it. So the way it pushes this piece here up into the top of the bike. Hopefully that makes it a bit more, removes that line. Yeah. Where am I going to start? I'm going to start with this piece here. Yeah, you can see from there. No, let's get you a bit closer. Alrighty, there you go, that should do it. So what I'm going to start off doing, so also with the paint, I do have some left over, which is perfect because I'm going to need it. A piece over there. So this bit here has that go in it. So I'm only going to mask off this bit and I'm just going to repaint the top bit here. So the rest of it's still fine. I don't have to touch that, luckily. So the paint up here, I do not care about. If it's below this point, I do care about it. Give the heat up. The whole area sort of more malleable. So the goal isn't to burn it as well. Let me get some pliers. Alright, so I've got this back now. This is just a gas soldering iron. If you get the right ones, then it peels off, and then that's actually a butane torch. So, check the flame there. And yeah, so that'll be a lot more concentrated than the big one. That'll help out. So try again. Paint strangely held up well on the other side. That there should be solid. I'm pretty sure that will be good. Now, this other side. I think all this paint's going to have to come off. Yeah. Paint did not care a lot. At all. Oh, except up there. Ooh. I made it shrink. Right there. Oh well, I'll have to put a little bit of bulk in that spot. Big whoop. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get all of this sand out of here. I mean, not sand, sand all the paint off. Get that back to bare plastic. Right, you can't even see what I'm talking about. Right up in here. It's gonna be plastic, no paint, so let's get that cleaned up. what I'm doing now is I'm just sort of pushing it through, sort of melting the bit in the center for it to stick. Just leave it there actually. I think that's gone pretty alright. A little bit of cleaning up and doing here. This will hold, the whole thing will be, when it comes to paint, exactly the same as before. So this bit will get sanded off, and then a little bit of putty, some Bondo, filler, whatever you want to call it. That'll also go up here. And paint over it again, exactly the same as last time. So that'll fill in any holes. Now, time for this side. It already feels quite a bit stronger than before. Let that cool down for a little bit, and I'll go out and play with it when it's cold. Now this bit here, that's strong. It's plenty strong. That'll definitely be good. I'll let that cool down for a while until it goes nice and solid, and I'll come back in a minute. Alrighty, I'm back. Yeah, 5 minutes just so it's nice and cool now, and it's not too bad. I mean, it's not as strong as I'd like it to be, but it's better than it was. Now, that's still hot. Oh, yes, I just put plastic on my hand. Smart. So I think I'm just going to go in there and sort of dab a bit of this one in there, just to add a bit of strength, and then try and flatten it out the best I can. So, yeah, it sort of showed you how to do it. I just want to point out that I am not professional at this. This is the first time I've ever done it, so it shows you anyone can do it. So have the right idea and be persistent. No, that's all soft. Yep, and that's way too much. I just changed my mind. I'm gonna put this on too. So it goes in there. I don't think there's gonna be an easy way to do that. This one a little bit softer. This one's far stronger now. There's no movement on, you see it? Yep. If I move that, nice and close, the whole thing moves. There's no difference between the two halves that were cracked. Which means that's all good. That's on there, that feels nice and strong, that feels strong as shit. So I think that means I can start cleaning it up. Alrighty, so I thought I might give you guys an update. I kind of forgot to put the camera on and record half of it, so it's painted. You saw me sanding and now it's fully painted. We've been hanging up here on the wall. Actually come out better than the rest of it, I reckon. That's what a good gun will do. Last time I was actually borrowing a gun, it was old and used and dirty. And since I've actually bought my own gun, brand new, nice and clean, first time I've used it, fucking brilliant. So that's painted now. I'm just gonna let it dry overnight. I'm actually about to go to work, so I will come back and it'll all be going in the morning. And that's it for now. I'll see you tomorrow.